What's good, you guys? Alexander Enock here, and this is the new Instax Mini 99. It's got a ton of cool new features that I cannot wait to show you, and for judging by looks, we're off to a good start. Anyway, customizable features, brightness control, color effects, shooting modes. There's a ton to get into, so let's jump right into it. So until this point, Instax cameras were aimed towards more casual shooters, just something simple and fun to keep you happy. Now, thanks to Instax image control, these new features are letting us push the camera and our creativity further, while keeping it simple, friendly roots for those casual shooters. So, without further ado, let's get into it. On the top of the camera, you'll find two new dials. On the left, color effects, and on the right, brightness control. The color effects include faded green, warm tone, light blue, soft magenta, sepia, light leak, and normal. And the way it works is magic. Well, it's not magic, but it is pretty smart. Utilizing LED lights housed within the camera, the color effects function illuminates the selected color onto the Instax Mini film, exposing that color onto the film, producing these awesome color effects. So if you're like me, you're probably like, okay, show us the internal LEDs. Okay, let's take a look inside. We're gonna pop our film out. We should see, boom, there they are, and they're actually changing colors. Those are the internal LEDs that are giving us the color effects onto our film. Really cool, really ingenious stuff from the guys over at Fujifilm Instax. The brightness settings are pretty cool too, and there are 5 of them. These include L+ for the brightest exposure, D- for the darkest, and L, D, and N for standard brightness levels in between. This is really nice for getting a proper exposure in different lighting environments. Don't shake it, it's a myth. When I was out in the field with the Mini 99, those brightness controls actually really came in handy. It was a partly cloudy day, so I knew that when the sun came out, I was gonna be in the D settings. When it was shady, I actually bumped it up to L. I never actually went to L+, except for the sample when I did all 5 brightness controls. But having the option to go darker, as I find that the Instax Mini film skews a little bright most of the time, having the darker setting was a huge benefit. On the back, we have some new buttons. We have mode, self-timer, and flash. Modes are pretty cool. We have indoor, sport, double exposure, very cool, bulb, and of course normal. We have a self-timer on and off, super easy there. And then of course, flash settings, on and off, flash control there, which is really nice because we have 8 exposures left. I was shooting on normal mode like all day, and I didn't think to jump into any of the other modes, so sorry about that. The normal mode just works really good, but I am looking forward to trying out the new modes later on. 2 shots left, it's not enough. All right, so you guys, time to change the film out. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take our old one out. Just pops right out just like so. Loading the film, we have a yellow rectangle here and a yellow rectangle in the camera. We're gonna go ahead and line those up, push it in. It does not snap or anything like that. Gonna go ahead and close her up. What's gonna happen is it's gonna eject the blank image here. Once it's ejected that blank slate, we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. 10 exposures, ready to go. See our battery life here. I love that we see that. Wish it was a percentage, but can't be mad, we have it. All right, so we spotted a McLaren, and naturally we have to go take a picture of it. Come on. My favorite effect has been the light leak so far, actually, so that's what I'm gonna shoot the McLaren on. Maybe a sepia tone as well. Those are my 2 favorites as of now. Sweet. Man, that's a good looker. Car's nice too. The camera does have a flash unit which you can turn on and off. You have some flash control there, which is nice, especially for nighttime stuff. It gives you that like classic Fuji Instax flash film look. And of course a self-timer, did one of those with some flash, take a look. All right, so I have the camera set up here. I wanna try the self-timer with the flash. The sun is right in front of me. Let's see how strong that flash is, if it can fill my face being silhouetted by the sun. I unfortunately have a funny feeling that I missed the frame there. We're gonna find out though.
12 seconds later.
Okay, actually nailed the selfie. Nice. And the flash filled the silhouette quite nicely. I used the blue color mode. If you noticed, there is no selfie mirror on the front of the lens anymore, so you're kind of shooting blind when going for the selfie, but end up having good luck, and it's a little bit wider than I thought. The landscape and macro mode are really useful. I found myself forgetting to switch from portrait mode to landscape whenever I took a picture of like my brother close up, or I did like a city landscape. I was forgetting to do that because we didn't have to do that ever before on the Instax cameras. Not a huge problem, something you just have to remember. This picture here is a photo I took on the landscape mode, but it was a portrait of my brother. It does look a little bit soft. His eyes are closed, classic, but not the worst thing in the world there. When it's time to shoot, rotate the lens to turn on the camera. On the bottom of the lens, you'll find some focus settings. Choose 3 meters to infinity for typical distance shooting, 0.6 meters to 3 meters standard for portraits, and 0.3 meters to 0.6 meters macro for macro and close-ups. A built-in auto mode is on board, meaning you'll capture your perfect image every time, no matter your skill level. The whole vignette function is pretty cool. It's actually just like a metal type iris that closes around the outskirts of the lens to shade the edges of the image, giving you a little vignette. Okay, what's in the box? Disclaimer, I don't have the box, but we're gonna chat about it. A rechargeable battery is finally on board, and we're looking at an NP70S, which comes in the box, of course, along with its charger, a strap, USB-C cable for the charger, and a base grip with a tripod mount. For an instant camera, I have to say it does feel good in the hand, and I love that they added a second shutter button for more comfortable horizontal to vertical shooting. I also love that we're getting all these upgrades, and we still get to use these classic high-quality 2x3 Instax Mini photos. I'm sure you noticed, it'd be crazy if you didn't, that sunspot there. What I found is that when it's truly overexposed and it can't get any brighter, it just starts to revert to like this dark, almost green tone. That's not new. That's happened since these have been around. Not a huge deal, it's kind of artsy, but it is what it is. Favorite film color effects so far, definitely light leak. Light leak is kind of the best of both worlds. You're not married to like a full color profile. You're getting some normal, and then the LEDs are kind of kicking in some color in a corner or two. Sepia, and most recently, the warm tone. You get some of that blue purple from the normal mode, but then it overlays some warmer tones. And I think it creates a really nice even exposure with some nice contrast. Check out these double exposures. And with a 90-second development time, you get your images in the blink of an eye. Though I did find it to take maybe an extra 30 seconds, like 2 minutes, but not a big dealio. They came out great. Well, that's it for me, you guys. It was awesome talking to you guys and trying out the Instax Mini 99. Shout out Adorama for letting me borrow it for a few days. I wish I didn't have to give it back, but it's okay because I have these awesome 2x3s to remember the times with. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. We appreciate it, and we will see you next time.